Hello over there. Welcome to the WordPress 101 course, a beginner's friendly guide to learning WordPress. And when I mean learning WordPress, I mean learning about the components that make up WordPress and how you can use them to build whatever that you want to build. So in this course, you might actually not be building something, but you learn how WordPress works to the extent that if you want to delve into other careers such as dev, designer, content creator, accessibility consultant, it will be much more easier for you. Now let's get started. Our main topics in this topic will be talking about the World Wide Web, website design and development, what is the difference and correlation, career path with WordPress, developer versus designer, content creator, project managers, and at the end of this part you're going to be given an assignment so that you can be able to track your progress. But before we begin, there is something that you really need to know about WordPress. WordPress is an open source software which gives you the freedom to build anything you want. I mean anything you want, as long as you can imagine it, then you can build it. However, if you are just starting out, it is best not to overwhelm yourself and begin with the foundation. So what this means is that WordPress is a software, an open source software to be precise, that gives you the ability to build anything you want, whether a website, a blog, or a web app. But before you can delve into building something using WordPress, it is best to start with the foundation, because once you are able to master the foundation, then it will be easier for you to divert into other career paths with WordPress. So about this course, WordPress 101 by Tom Academy is a course designed to walk you through on what makes up WordPress and how it works. So this course that you are about to take is a course that is designed for beginners to walk them through on what makes up WordPress and how it works, because once you have been able to understand this part, it will be easier for you to delve into other career paths with WordPress. And some of these career paths, we are also going to mention it in this course so that you can prepare your mind towards that aspect. Now, moving on to the next part, which is the World Wide Web. Why is it important to us? When we are talking about World Wide Web, what really is it and why is it important to us? According to Wikipedia, the World Wide Web, commonly known as the web, is an information system where documents and other web resources are identified by uniform resource locators, which may be interlinked by hyperlinks and are accessible over the internet. Now, this is the geeky definition. This is the technical definition. So in the real term, taking for instance, let's take Facebook, a popular social network, in which I'm sure that you will definitely be familiar with. So let's take Facebook as a case study. The World Wide Web is an information system that it's like a centralized system that contains all the information where documents and other web resources are identified. So in this information system, there are a lot of documents and other web resources in this information system. But the only way that you can identify them is through uniform resource locators, which is known as URL. So if the World Wide Web is an information system which also has Facebook, but before you can be able to identify where Facebook is on the World Wide Web, so you have to identify it by its uniform resource locators, which is URL. And when we are talking about the URL of Facebook, that is facebook.com. So facebook.com is the URL of Facebook, which may be interlinked by hyperlinks. So when we are talking about interlink, we are talking about, for instance, if you want to go to your profile, you see something like facebook.com/about. If you want to go to pages, you see something like facebook.com/pages. If you want to go to my Facebook page profile, you go to facebook.com/toamwords. So those are interlinked, those are hyperlinks, because they are interlinked. You are on a single page. Let's say you are on Facebook, which is identified by a URL. Then when you go to another page, facebook.com/about, there is an hyperlink which is interlinked with the home page and are accessible over the internet. So when we are talking about this, we meant it is accessible over the internet. You can't access Facebook on a local computer with no internet connection. You can't. So it is only accessible over the internet. So that is just a brief about the World Wide Web. That is what it is all about. But if you are confused about something or you would like to ask questions on it, then you can leave a comment in the comment box, and I will surely respond on that. So moving on to the next one, website design and development. Are there any differences between when we're talking about website design and development? Is there any difference, any correlation? Then let's find out. Design versus development. One is concerned, when we're talking about design, one is concerned with the visuals. For instance, using Adobe Photoshop, so you can easily design a website interface how you want it to look like. So you can use Adobe Photoshop to design the interface of a website how you want it to look like. Why the other? So when we are talking about the other here, we are talking about the development. The website development is concerned with bringing that designs that you design in Adobe Photoshop. So if I design something, let's say I use Adobe Photoshop to design how I want Facebook to look like, so I design it in form of a picture on Adobe Photoshop. So that's design. So when we are talking about development is actually coding that design and coding it into making it an actual website so that people can visit it using URL on the World Wide Web. So that's the difference between design and development. Design is actually about the visual, and development is about bringing it to real life. However, in our WP design course, which is WordPress design course for beginners, we show you how to do both. That is, we show you how to use WordPress to not only design but also to develop your website. So you can use it to design and you can use it to develop a website. But that is in another courses on the WordPress design course, WordPress 101 design course for beginners. We call it CWD 101 for beginners. But in this WordPress 101 course, you'll be learning how to use WordPress. You'll be learning the foundation of what makes up WordPress, so that if you want to delve into another career, let's say you want to become a content creator, a developer, a designer, an accessibility consultant, a project manager, you can be able to do that once you have mastered this WordPress 101 course. And that is all for today.